So today, we're going to dive into a really practical system for managing your own energy. The whole idea is to help you get a clearer mind and a more balanced life, and it all starts from the inside out.
You know that feeling, right? Where you're just trying to focus, or maybe even just relax, but your brain is just going. It's like having way too many tabs open in your browser, except they're all inside your head, and you can't find the little X to close them. And look, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This constant mental noise, it's a huge challenge of our busy modern lives. We're just constantly being hit with information, with demands, with stress. So what do we usually do? We look for something outside of ourselves, a new app, another productivity hack, just one more thing to add to our to-do list. But what if the answer isn't about adding more at all? What if it's about learning how to work with a powerful resource you already have? And this is where things get really interesting. It all comes down to this core idea. There's a fundamental life force energy that flows through every single one of us. And the thinking is, if we can learn to work with this energy, we can directly influence our own well-being. So what is this energy? Well, the ancient Sanskrit term for it is prana. You've probably heard of a similar concept, chi, from practices like acupuncture. It's the same idea. According to these teachings, prana is this invisible bioenergy that keeps us alive, healthy, and vibrant. And it's the very foundation of the system we're talking about today, Pranic Healing. Now, this modern step-by-step approach was put together by GrandMaster Choa Kok Sui. What he did was incredible. He basically studied and synthesized all these ancient energetic healing practices from all over the world and organized them into a really simple, learnable system. And this really gets to the heart of the whole philosophy, the belief that your body is designed to heal itself. So these techniques aren't seen as some magic cure, but more like a way to clear the runway, to remove the energetic blockages so that your body's natural healing process can just happen faster.
Okay, so how does this actually work? What do you do? Well, the very first course breaks it all down into 3 really simple steps. First, you just learn to feel energy. They call it scanning. Then comes cleansing, which is kind of like energetic housekeeping. You're just clearing out the old, stagnant, dirty energy. And finally, you energize. You bring in fresh, vital prana, almost like opening a window and letting a fresh breeze into a stuffy room.
And here's a big point. This isn't just about, fixing a sore shoulder or getting rid of a headache. It's really presented as a complete system for improving your entire life, from your physical body all the way to your finances. I mean, just look at how broad the applications are. Physically, people use it to try and speed up healing or get relief from things like chronic pain. Emotionally, the goal is to wash away stress, anxiety, even old traumas. And it goes even further, trying to create more harmony in your relationships or to get that mental clarity you need to make better decisions at work.
And, it's one thing to see it on a chart, but it's another to hear from people who've experienced it. This person, SG, said they had a complete life turnaround. Their health got stable, their relationships got better, and they started succeeding at work. That really captures the whole holistic idea.
This next story is, wow, it's pretty profound. A healer shared how they worked with a client who was really struggling with fertility. And after the sessions, she was able to conceive and had a baby girl. It's a really powerful example of the kind of specific, life-changing results that practitioners say are possible.
Okay, so at this point, I know what some of you might be thinking. It's completely natural to be a little skeptical. And even for people who are open to it, there's this huge hurdle. The idea that you have to have a perfectly silent mind to even get started. So let's just tackle that right now.
This is it. This is the #1 thing people say, right? I've tried to meditate, I really have, but my mind is just too busy, I can't do it. It feels like this impossible mountain to climb. But what if we're all going about it the wrong way?
So here's some totally counterintuitive advice from a senior practitioner, Master Stephen Coe. He says, the first thing you have to do is just stop trying. He says that the very act of forcing yourself to be calm is the exact thing that creates more tension and noise.
And this is the real game changer right here. The goal isn't to force peace into your mind. It's about getting rid of the energetic junk, the stressful thoughts, the anxious feelings that are already there. It's an emptying out process, not a filling up process.
So how do you actually empty out? Well, Master Coe gives a few really simple, practical things you can do. You can do some vigorous exercise with quick, sharp breaths to just flush your whole system. Or you can use visualization. Just imagine a waterfall of cleansing violet light washing right through you.
Or you can simply focus on your breathing, making it slow and rhythmic, which naturally starts to calm down all that chaos.
All right, so if any of this is resonating with you, if you're feeling even a little bit curious, you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the next step? How does a person even start to explore this?
Well, Master Cho's advice for anyone new to this is super direct. He basically says you can't really have an opinion on something you've never experienced. The only way you'll know if it's for you is to just give it a try.
And you don't have to jump straight into the deep end. There's a really clear pathway to just test the waters. You could start small, just by trying a guided practice like the meditation on twin hearts. Or maybe you attend a one-off seminar on something specific, like stress management. And then, for anyone who wants to really learn the techniques, there's the foundational course, Basic Pranic Healing.
But, beyond all the techniques, maybe the most important teaching from the founder, GrandMaster Choa Kok Sui, was about something deeper. He taught that the real foundation for everything is character refinement. The idea is that as you work on yourself and become a better, more virtuous person, any skill you learn, whether it's this or anything else, can then be used for the good of everyone.
And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? In a world that's constantly screaming at us to add more, to do more, to get more, what if true clarity and true peace actually come from the opposite? What if it's all about letting go, cleansing, and taking away all the clutter that's hiding the balance that's already inside you?